All right, so we're going to start with New Mexico State, one of Jerry Jeudy's bigger games here. Well, I guess he had a ton of big games, but yeah, let's get into it here. You guys can't hear the volume, right?
No. Have there been volume this whole time and I just didn't know?
Yeah, dude, the volume from the games plays on the stream.
What?
Yeah.
Never knew this.
I just assumed it's been muted this entire time. So we're talking over announcers?
I have it set pretty low.
Wow. Learn something every day.
It'd be sweet if we just contradicted what they said the entire time.
The entire time we go back and watch, we're like
oh.
Wow, those guys are idiots.
So real quick in the chat, we got lots of people. So Super Flexors there. Bowen Akana says hello. Troy Burkirky, I think that's how it is. It says, I'm here for America's sweetheart. I'm just assuming that's going to be Grant.
Do my best.
Lord Barrington, good evening, gents. We got Trucker. What's up, Scott?
Rich is in here. What's up, Rich?
Yep. Rain Man.
All right, we got a
Sports.
slant route here.
Got a lot of guys. So say hi. Hi to everybody. Glad you're here.
The good thing about Jeudy is you can line him up in the slot or the outside.
Yeah, you put him anywhere in the field. I'm thinking this is an RPO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I like about this route is his
Bad
aiming
snap.
point.
Bad
If you go back, Jared.
Yeah.
The one thing I like about this is his aiming point on this slant is outside that DB's technique, so he doesn't go in right away. He's not aiming for his inside, so he's keeping that spacing.
I'm going to coach you on that. We don't have to with this receiver group.
2nd and 8, it's Harris. A 3rd and 7, Tua.
I wish he lined up outside more, honestly.
That time New Mexico State able to get there.
Now 2nd.
Sorry, I missed that one. Trying to read the chat.
Now 2nd and 10.
What's up, man? Down to Dynasty FF's in here.
Now 2nd and
FF Porkman. So what's up, guys? How do you come up with your name, FF Porkman? That's my first question.
No idea.
Oh, Porkman's my boy. It's a long story. But yeah, there's like a legitimate reason his name's Porkman.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah.
21. Clean pocket for Tua to the end zone.
All
Touchdown.
right. So what do we got here? Let's run that back to the beginning.
Yeah, I'm hoping they show the replay angle on here.
Picking up the yards needed to convert.
The 21.
That's a
Looks like
fake
he's-
bubble and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The end zone.
That's him. It looks like the outside guy runs a post.
All of college football.
That's a ball. Squeeze
Tua
it.
to Jeudy.
Yeah, I mean,
So
like,
good.
I don't know, like,
Robinson picking up the yards needed to convert.
nothing special here, really. I mean, just
Pocket for Tua to
beats
the
him,
end
of course.
zone.
Stutter and go.
Touchdown.
Yeah.
Receivers
Yeah.
in all of college football. Tua to
does
Jeudy.
his physicality
Doubling.
worry you guys at all?
When Jerry Jeudy's on the field. Watch Ruggs.
Not really. I mean, I think he's going to get bigger, obviously, but I mean, I'm not really too worried about it just because of how quick he is off the line. Like, I just, like, you see his feet. I think it was against South Carolina, and there's a release where there's a bigger DB who tries to get real physical with him, and how fast his feet are off the line of scrimmage that it's just like, I don't think it's an issue because I know the guy he works with is just, it's out of some guy in Florida that works with him, but he's just a technician when it comes to stuff off the line of scrimmage. So I don't think it's a huge issue.
Yeah.
It worries me some though, because it's when he has the ball in his hands, he doesn't break a ton of tackles if there's contact being made. And for his size, I thought there'd be more, but you're right. In terms of his feet, and I think he uses his hands well in terms of route running. So I think he's more effective before the ball gets to him. And then after it gets to him, you know, he can be dynamic with making guys miss, but once there's contact, that's where the physicality kind of comes into play.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I was just thinking physicality off the line, but that's 100%. Yeah, I agree with you.
I like the awareness here. He's trying to let the quarterback know that, hey, this guy's coming.
Everybody in the SEC paying attention after what Georgia State did to Tennessee. Tua,
I missed him a
Your
little bit.
footsteps.
Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Paying attention
Yeah.
He one-handed that one.
Get that ball down a little bit. He had a DB in his face.
what Georgia State did to Tennessee. State
But he probably could have
Yeah.
gotten up for that catch.
Tua
I think he could.
Yeah.
I think
Got
he heard
killed.
the safety coming.
That's sketchy over the middle.
Yeah, as a business decision.
His
Man,
draft
look at
stock.
this.
Yeah, he's
Look
like,
at
bro, I'm a
speed
first
route.
rounder. I don't need to catch this.
Look at this speed right here.
I mean,
And he comes back. He works his way back to the football too. Wow, that's a beautiful route.
There was a question I see on here from Mike. He says, "Is he the best runner in this draft?"
route runner.
100%.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody that I've liked more yet, unless there's some obscure small school guy that I haven't seen. But and he's doing it against the best of the best in the SEC. What he does at the junction points to be able to create separation, he's good.
So I wasn't sure if that was going to Waddle or Jeudy here. I don't think either of them knew either.
Trying to get the ball to Jeudy. Came off. Ended up looking like defensive backfield man is Jeudy McKinnon.
Take the bow. Fuck.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, he's got leverage out there.
I know. I just get one-on-one. Just had to give it to our guy.
So right there again, I mean, look, he attacks the outside shoulder of this DB on this RPO. And then you can see, because of the DB reacts and takes a step outside, which leaves more room inside there.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Eyes tell lies.
Yeah, there you go.
You got all the verbiage, the little coach
one-liners.
terminology.
When you're dealing with 12-year-old kids, you got to think of something.
Yeah, stuff that'll stick with them.
And on cue, right,
You're it.
and on cue, right up the gut.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how he blocks. I haven't really seen him too much film of him blocking. Because I know CeeDee Lamb can block.
CeeDee Lamb's the most
he can.
physical wide receiver in the draft.
Oh, yeah.
He's just an animal.
That's why what's interesting is people talk about the size of Lamb and Jeudy. They weigh about the same, but one plays way more physical.
Oh, yeah. CeeDee Lamb's like, he just plays angry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's a good look at this
All
one.
right, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was so subtle.
So break this one down for me, Grant.
Just kind of, let's see here. It kind of gives a little bit like a corner post in a way, like kind of stems this thing to the corner. But the main thing is when he gives his eyes and his shoulders to that post, it doesn't give the DB any choice. The DBs is going to be forced to either just open up or speed turn out of there, especially when Judy's going as fast as he does. He just doesn't slow down. Like you see so many receivers at the point of the break where they'll kind of expose their numbers and they'll pick their chest up and they'll slow down. But Judy's full speed and just smooth, and the DB has no choice. He could either open up and be slow or speed turn and just Jeudy will have a bunch of separation. So when you're fast like that in and out of the break and you could just commit your shoulders, he's going to get so much space.
Yeah. Which
And when you stem like that, sorry, Jared, when you stem like that, you don't necessarily need the DB to even move. You need him to freeze or not.
Oh,
or
yeah.
not, and that's what he did there. He made him just freeze and just back up a little bit, which is still a win for him.
Exactly. Just stop his feet.
that was a tough ask.
Third and 13 and play.
Can you back to the start on that one? Watch how explosive he's off the line here.
Yeah, he's no Jalen Reagor off the line, but hey, he's good.
He's explosive here. You see some of that juice here. Look at him just go.
Oh, my gosh. Pancake.
So Rich says the most important question is who offers the most fantasy upside? Receptions, yards, TDs. It's who's the best wide receiver, but who can be the most fantasy dominant? Said Eileen Lamb. I think at this point I did too. Yeah.
Right above it, Freddie, you're gonna have to go back and watch our episode on Ruggs and Reagor. I think you're not gonna like it based on that take I see there. But go back and watch it. Tell us if we missed something that you see that we didn't.
And Grant, if
I
you
would
see
definitely
anything I
attribute-
skip on by, just tell me to go ahead and rewind it.
No, yeah, no, I got you.
I know it's tough with the broadcast angles sometimes.
No, that's all good.
Nick, you get a fresh cut over there?
Yeah, man.
I see
He's
you.
trying to give that profile. He was
New
waiting for some-
house, new cut.
Appreciate it. Well, no, I'm reading over here. Boomer told me, yeah, new house too. Boomer told me about the Acres episode I was talking about. They're asking about the FSU number 6 tight end. He's saying it's Trey McKitty, a recent Georgia
there we
transfer. He's
go.
got stone hands, so thanks for that info. Answering that question for me, yeah, it's
I mean, he's
it's
smooth out
Lamb
of the,
easy in terms of fantasy.
He gets going here quick.
When he just changes direction so fast, when his hips just drop,
Look
it's
at
just
that,
so
yeah.
explosive.
He is explosive.
The one thing that's different between Lamb and Jeudy after the reception is Judy's trying to make everybody miss. Lamb is efficient with his movements. He's not trying to avoid everybody, which
Yeah.
doesn't always equal more yards when you make a miss. You need to sometimes just get into small areas and just go.
Yeah. So Lamb is always going forward. I did a breakdown on him like about a week ago, and most of the stuff was just after the catch, and he's always going forward. Everything he does.
Like that would work in high school, right?
Mhm.
Like what
Yeah,
you work,
exactly.
you can always avoid in high school, but
Right.
Yeah.
Not in the SEC.
Yeah. And the NFL is a whole nother
That's a
shit.
whole nother level.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can't be going east and west.
that's my Dave Montgomery, just little, told you. Don't roll your eyes at me, Garrett. I was right.
You're such a hater. This had nothing to do with Montgomery.
He
you
goes
just
east and west all the time.
No. You're so
Not a
mean.
bad block here.
You're so
Not
mean.
super physical by any means, but
That's a good cut by Brian Robinson. Wow.
Give him the ball. Come on, two.
Going back to Freddie, said
There
you
we
can't
go.
possibly know until they get drafted who has better value. Yes, draft is absolutely part of the equation, but our goal here is to just evaluate the overall skills. We're not necessarily giving our rankings, our final rankings based on this. This is just an opportunity to say what prospects we like their skills better and how that would translate to fantasy. But absolutely, landing spot.
Good hands
is a
here.
factor.
Situational. You want to see those situational blocking, the rundowns. You want to see those situational blocking.
switching it up on us, huh, Grant?
Yeah, no, because the screen was getting cut out.
Really confident hands here, if you look.
Yeah.
On that last one, I really like that part of it. Just really, yep, I'm going to catch that. And he's already looking at the DB.
Mm-hmm.
He knows he's got that. Even though that's outside of his frame,
Yeah, he beats this angle on this guy. He can explode
get
a
it.
little better than
Yeah.
I thought initially.
He's got juice.
Oh, here we go. This should be good. Nice supply.
All right,
There you go.
See you out
There you
there.
go.
driving a little bit.
Yeah, keep the feet moving.
I'm sure everybody came here to watch Jeudy block.
I know.
I think it's an easy block, though. DB tried to get outside leverage here. Made it kind of easy for him to wall him off, I think. See, like he moved outside. Just, no, we'll keep you out.
Yeah.
But still, good block. I mean,
Yeah,
better
sure,
than-
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, praising the hands, and now
Was
he's
this-
trying to move too quick.
That wasn't the greatest throw.
Yeah, a little off.
look at the ball right now.
That was it.
Yeah, that was a tough catch.
Why is I was gonna say why is Jones in here now, but they're up.
Yeah.
45-7.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
Waddle.
Mexico.
Woo.
Now sitting behind, of course,
I like
Tua
Waddle.
Previous year, certainly the previous 2 seasons. At the core
Rich
of
said I
the
wrote that with my nose.
the new offensive line coach. So there's familiarity.
Somebody want to go through some of the questions here?
We're having debates over here about Ruggs and Rager, and they're having
I
fun.
see that.
They can debate away on
I
that
think
stuff.
ball
we already had an
skills-wise,
episode on that.
Rager definitely has more ball skills at the point of attack, and he's definitely shown that over Ruggs. I think they're both similar as far as athletes go.
We mentioned it late, I think when we first started. But
There he goes, getting forward right there.
Yeah, there's some physicality.
Yeah.
Sea Dog Woke asks, does Jeudy need to put some weight on at the next level? We did touch on that a little bit, but Nick, do you want to share a little more with what you're saying?
Yeah, well, I mean, like right here, I mean, he's leg driving through it, but this isn't consistent. I don't know this. Okay, so yes, I think he needs to have more weight on. If you want to look at just in terms of body type, he's a little bit shorter than Lamb, but his legs are longer too, which I think is going to affect his power a little bit more. But I also think he needs to be aggressive like that play, where instead of dancing. So I don't know if it's much power, it's as much usage too, but he needs to put a little bit on. I just want him to be more aggressive, running through, arm tackles, things like that.
Yeah, I'd like to see him approach that 190 range, 195.
Oh, that's a good route what he just ran. Shit.
Kind of grainy tape here. Probably a Garrett
Same.
video.
Shut your mouth.
Look at that burst off the line.
Oof.
2 steps. Just like you said,
DB's
inside
on
leg.
the
Well, in that
ground.
case, outside leg, yeah. 1-2 in and out. It's good.
And that's what I was talking about earlier. It's those junction points for him that he could just create so much separation. Man, it's really impressive to watch. I don't know that anyone does that better at those points.
You show his head
in
here
this
too.
class.
I mean, I think some of that's balance too, Garrett. I mean, he's able to cut way outside of his frame and not lose footing all the time.
It is kind of crazy. It is kind of crazy to see the way that he moves, because he has a very unique movement pattern compared to some of the other players. It's awkward to watch at times. You're like, what is that? And it works beautifully, but it's kind of awkward to watch. Something else that I've noticed too, and I think we've talked about it a little bit before, but his stopping ability or his deceleration is really, really unique how well he can do that as well.
Yeah. Well, when you look at like the technique of that too, it's like you look at his hips, because like what a lot of people can't do that is because their hips are just so either stiff or they just are not comfortable getting low like that. But when he drops his hips, it's just like it's violent. And when he's violent with his hips like that, it helps you change direction so much faster.
So we'll go back and watch this one from the start, Jared. What I love about this one, stop right here. So this DB is outside leverage of him, and he has to work outside. He takes an inside release to stem to bring this DB inside before he breaks out. Watch how much he comes towards this linebacker. You can see it right here. DB has to turn his hips, and then he busts outside. That's a great route.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's a really good job.
And he's wide up and outside.
Great catch too. He catches down the shoelaces.
Superflexer says, why do people keep looking for excuses to knock Jeudy though? And someone says it's that time of year. We have to be critical of everyone. That's what this is. You look for traits, and we discuss positives and negatives for every single player.
Whew.
That's what this time of year is, where we're diving deep into film.
Man, his body is
just
such a crazy
smooth,
angle.
yeah.
Gets out of that cut and just pumps his arms and gets to the spot.
And this is LSU. This is a team full of first-round defensive backs.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so smooth. Gosh. 1, 2, 3. Drop, pivot, drive.
Look at that route. There's no better route runner than Jerry Jeudy in college football.
See, now, Rick, right there, wouldn't it have been better if he caught that and he just went upfield? He kind of hesitates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sometimes I just wish he's so confident running his routes. I wish he was that confident after the reception.
I could see that, yeah. I would like to see more of that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I just sit here and rewind plays that I shouldn't rewind because it's like habit. It's like I'm like, wait, what am I
watching film, man?
Why am I rewinding this?
I hope they show. He runs a post out. I forget. I think it's in like I want to say the second quarter, and it's such a good route.
Oh, Waddle.
I hope they show it.
Do you like Waddle?
We should
Grant?
have every play here, so should show it.
I haven't seen too much of his film on Waddle, so I don't. But I'm assuming Alabama had 3 good ones, huh?
Yeah.
They had Jeudy, and then the other one Ruggs, and then Waddle. I haven't really watched
Devonta Smith too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Silver Sports is asking. I don't remember exactly what it was called, but saw something saying the different way he runs specifically the stress that it could put on his knees could be putting him at higher risk of injury. I saw something about that. I don't know enough about that to speak on it. It is something to keep in the back of your mind if it's somebody that's actually trained putting that out there. But I don't know enough to speak on that. Do either of you guys know about that?
I saw that Twitter thread. Not my area of expertise. I know they compared it to, he runs similar to like Robert Griffin the third. It's like his legs flail. I mean, that's just, I can't really speak on that. So
No,
I think
the one over here
can't
says
predict
this.
the injury.
I think this would be interesting to hear what you guys think. Do each of you have an NFL comp for Jerry Jeudy? I'll go first. Sorry, Garrett, this isn't going to be an NFL current player, so I'm not sure if you know who it is, but Torrey Holt. Do you know who Torrey Holt is? That's who reminds me of Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, I get that.
Of course I know who Torrey Holt is.
You don't know who Don Beebe is? I don't know how far back you
Okay,
go.
Torrey Holt and Don Beebe are not the same. Come on. No, mine, I actually put out a few the other day on Twitter, and mine was Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, I think Diggs and Amari Cooper.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have a comp. I don't do comps.
Dog's right. His Nick's weekly Rams comp. You keep doing Rams.
Yeah, I do
We've
have
had
Rams.
Dak Stacy. We've had Trey Mason.
Oh man, I'll have to keep that going. Let me think of
talk
something
through
for
this
Lamb.
release with me here, Grant. What would you call this move?
Just an out-in release. So really, it's more. I think it's more so. He's trying to run his guy off, but I think it's more of just a setup or something previous, and then he runs a hitch off of it, huh?
Yeah, looks like
if
he
you
comes
mind
back
running it
inside.
back.
I think it's an in, don't you? Like we call that a levels concept, Grant.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's an in. Yeah, it's just like I'm gonna flip the camera.
Yeah, I just thought it was a good. I mean, his feet here are really good.
No, yeah, and that's like what I was saying earlier when it came to physicality off the line. That's why I don't think it's an issue.
Yeah.
Well, at least off the line. At least off the line is what I was saying.
And from what I've seen, his hands are really good at the line too, as far as hand fighting and stuff.
Have we seen a ton of press coverage on him?
I haven't.
I was gonna say I don't think I've seen a lot, and I know that there's not as much of that as there used to be. But I would be interested to see more press coverage and be able to break that down a little bit.
Good job of finding the spot here.
Just for Rain Man, he said Flipper Anderson.
Oh, yes.
Or is that too far back? I was thinking Henry Ellard, but yeah, I'm right there with you.
Quarterback
Literally
loves
Flipper
this.
Anderson or Henry Ellard. That's who my CeeDee Lamb comp is, no matter what.
Good
Or
move.
Crazy
It's a
Legs
good cut in
Hirsch.
open space.
Well, let's go that one. That's really far back.
Anytime we talk about old players, I just automatically go, what is it, Y.A. Tittle? That's my old guy for everything.
Dude, Reddit range, man.
Okay, Jeudy. I see you getting in there a little bit. You don't like it, I can tell, but you're doing your job.
A buddy of mine, Jared. Do you know Joe Morgan? Did you ever meet Joe Morgan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Played
I was
at
talking with
McKinley.
him. I was talking with him the other day. He played wide receiver for the Saints, and he said that there were times in the NFL that the DB would line up across and said, "Don't try too hard. Just put on a good show. I won't fight it. I'll let you block me." Like
What?
they wanted no part of Nnamdi Asamoah was one of the guys he said that said that to him. Like, just put on a good show. I have no interest in making the tackle. Like you just don't go too hard.
That's it. This is another alligator arm.
Yeah.
Yep.
He
Come
gets
on.
those.
He doesn't like playing with those safeties.
I mean, that's a tough
no
catch,
receiver
but
no receiver does. But
I mean, just the route here again, just so smooth. Makes it look easy. Holy cow.
Joe Morgan is Stanley Morgan's dad, right? No, I think Stanley Morgan
No, it's
and
not.
Stanley Morgan Jr., right?
Yeah.
But that's not.
Joe Morgan
Oh,
went
is
to
this,
McKinley, and
This is the post out I was talking about. Or
Oh, yeah.
blaze out.
they'll probably show it again
Hope
here.
they show. Yeah, I hope they show another angle. Yeah, it's so good. Just 1-2 in and out.
the
Such
way
a
he
good
gets
route.
his whole body to be able to shift that smoothly in just a couple steps.
Now, I'll
not
say
even
this,
a couple.
okay? Grant, let me ask you this. I think that's worse cover. That's a good route. That's some bad coverage though. He flipped and committed way too far to the inside.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not the best coverage. Yeah, I agree with you.
It's a good route, but it's like this guy makes it look because that's shitty coverage. Like why? Jeudy doesn't flip both of his hips in, and he's already like
exactly.
Committed,
yeah, exactly. And he didn't even look back for the ball. He just committed his shoulders and his hips. He didn't even give his eyes.
Right.
Good change of direction, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Now, you talked about hips. I mean, there's also like ankle flexion, and strength to make that change of direction too. Do you ever focus on that with receivers?
Yes, I do a little bit of it. Like the most that I really focus on is like I try to get him driving off like that inside arch of their foot, and like you could kind of see that when Jeudy, especially when he makes cuts, like that's where all your explosion comes from. Like you could see it. Like the best example I could give is like when a quarterback throws, like when he's pushing off the back leg, he's pushing off that like inside portion of like I wouldn't say on his toes, but not on his heels, just like right in the middle. And that's like where all of his power comes from. And that's what I focus on with my receivers when they make a cut, because that's like where all their explosion comes, but they're not like flat-footed, if that makes sense. It's like more so inside arch so they could actually explode out rather than pushing up.
Mm-hmm. The one thing sorry, Jared, the one thing I like with Jeudy is he always seems in control of his movements.
Yeah,
and they're
great
crazy,
body control. Yeah,
he's just always in control, and you like that. That's confidence.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but Jeudy's soft. He is.
Mm-hmm. He is.
We've seen him alligator arm a couple across the middle. No, it was a tough catch, but still, like you could tell he was thinking about it. And just here, like he wants nothing to do with number 3 here. Like,
Yep. Go ahead.
It's just different because we're gonna watch CeeDee Lamb later, and that he likes it, like he invites it, It's just
No, I agree, Jared.
It's a lot of mindset when it comes to playing football too. I'm out here calling young kids soft. Playing football.
No, but it's
old man.
And I know people they're like, oh, well, would you make the play? Like we're evaluating. It's important,
right? Yeah.
And yes, I would.
There he's blocking.
There you go. Doesn't stick with him.
He's got 2 guys there.
He's better block.
Started good.
I mean, it's just not his strength.
No. Yeah, I wish Najee would have came out.
Mm-hmm.
Good hand fighting here, I think, right? It's hard to see, but
yeah, fighting the hands up, or fighting the hands throughout the top, or throughout the stem, I should say. Oh,
that hurts.
That's all right.
You get the score. You need that one, baby.
Yeah, you need to come down with those plays.
I got so much shit for this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because
so?
I made a post about that post out, and then a bunch of LSU fans were just talking all this shit.
Like, oh yeah, what about this play?
yeah, like what about the drop? It's
play.
just like, kiss my ass.
That has nothing to do with like. It's not like you're like a big Alabama fan or anything. Well, I don't know.
No,
you might
like,
be, but
no. I like Jeudy.
Yeah. Who are your top 3 receivers in this class?
Probably after watching this a little bit more carefully, probably CeeDee Lamb, then Jeudy, and then I like Rieger.
Yeah.
Smart man.
Those are my top 3 as well.
Yeah.
I think people are a little too high on Ruggs, honestly. A lot of people have him up there too.
It's his speed, right? Isn't he like a 4.2 guy?
Yeah.
Dude, look at this route by Waddle. Oh, he makes 31 fall over. Look at that safety. What are you doing, man?
I mean, he's a 4.2 guy too.
Oh, Waddle's.
He's smoking.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah, he's quick.
And he's only a sophomore there.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah, he'll be junior next year. True junior.
Oh.
He averaged 24 yards a punt return, Grant.
That's unbelievable. Jesus.
Sick.
Yeah.
Look at that block by Jeudy. Look at him. Just an animal in here. He's fine. He wants to find work. He's just. You're talking about nitpicking there. I'm just going to keep doing it now. Is fantasy production limited by softness? Yes, it is. When you don't want to go over the middle and make receptions, it does. When you don't want to run hard after the reception and break tackles, it limits fantasy production. Yep.
But again, I mean, he definitely has his strengths. He's the best route runner in the class. He creates probably the most separation in the class.
That was
So
he's got to keep running though.
Yeah. Is he the perfect receiver? No, but is he a separation specialist? For sure.
Did he get jacked up by the ref here? What? I'm confused as to what happened.
I think it was holding. I think he held him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he grabbed his right arm.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
this is a little physicality here. You know what I mean? Hey, yeah.
Oh yeah, he did. He got that wrist.
I mean, Grant here.
Release was clean though.
Grant, he's got to get his hands off him, right?
Yeah, at this point, he wants to. I would like to see his right arm just ripping up and just trying to get that offhand off, and then at least when he gets to the top here, it'll be a little bit more space when he makes it that just cut to the right.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just when he's taught it to just try to get as physical as you can, especially with a guy who's probably again not as big as Jeudy, who needs to put on some size. So they're already going to try to be physical. So it's just he's got to. I would like to see his hands work more throughout the stem of the route.
Can we go back again? I just want to get your take on this, Grant. So when he comes in, it's almost like a dig, like a short dig or a slam, whatever. Is he affected by this ref based on when he's supposed to come across the middle? I mean, I would think he would want to come parallel, right?
Yeah. So are you saying like is the ref kind of screwing up the route, or did he run into the ref?
Right, like this is he. I mean, he shouldn't be coming angle. He should be coming straight across the field, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm thinking he should square it up, but yeah, I think he should square it up. I think he kind of covered himself with the ref. I don't think it was the ref's fault.
No, I think he either cuts in front of this ref or behind, but he just
exactly.
Kind of no man's land. Okay.
Yeah, it's
it's
like a post break on. It's like a post. Yeah, like almost a post break on a dig, which isn't. That's not good.
Rich calling Jeudy a divorce lawyer, separation specialist.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rich.
So someone else says Lamb didn't look spectacular against LSU's DBs either. We'll see that.
We'll see. We got it on the docket.
Yeah, we'll do that one. Jeudy's most optimal realistic landing spot. What do you guys think what would you be excited for
most optimal?
Isn't the default answer always Kansas City?
What about Green Bay?
Is that realistic though? I mean, they're at 30.
It's not.
I don't think
that's not,
Arizona at 8.
Maybe the Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you saying no for not optimal, or are you saying no for not realistic?
To me, I mean, color me
not
wrong,
realistic.
I don't know why Arizona they've invested in receiver.
They have.
If they go high again, I don't know if it makes sense.
But with that offense, I mean,
I could see
they're
Philly
gonna want their
possibly.
I think he could fit in that, especially because he's so utilizing screens, bubble screens, getting him in motion. I think that would fit with Kingsbury's offense.
Yeah.
Especially gets the ball out of Kyler Murray's hands faster.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say the most likely period would be Jets, Raiders. Trying to think who else.
What about
is
the
Go.
Colts? I could see that. That would be a tiny bit of a fall for him, but I could absolutely see it. 'Cause I think he's pretty much a lock for top 15, right? We'd be pretty surprised if he fell out of the top 15.
Man, they running the ball.
But after what Mel Kiper said, I mean, there's going to be 84 receivers in the first 3 rounds. So
I thought it was crazy when not crazy because I agreed when Matt Miller said 20 in the first 3 rounds, but when Kiper is saying 30 in the first 3 rounds.
Ooh,
Catch
look
the
at this
rock.
route. Oh, how sexy is this route?
It is. Texas
DB
outside.
opens his hips a little bit.
Yeah.
Gotta come up with that, though.
Yeah.
Does he tip it or does he drop it?
I think he.
If I remember right, I think this was a drop because he comes back on, I believe, on the same drive, makes a touchdown.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotta catch that.
So he sort of redeems himself, but we see like
Catching
there's
traffic's
some
question.
issues. Yeah, like those contested catches, especially stuff over the middle where he's heard footsteps, like that is the tape has been good, but that is for sure concerning. And yeah, that was right through his arms.
Why doesn't he use his hands on that one? Why is he trying to
I don't know.
I love how the DB is like
Celebrating.
he had anything to do with it.
Don't you love DBs like that?
I know, right?
God, I hate DBs.
It's
Comes
an
back.
overthrow.
Redeems himself.
This was a very good catch though.
Yeah, and he did a good job of working back to the ball here.
Yeah, closing the gap with the DB.
He kind of uses his body to shield a little
I was
bit, too.
just gonna say that. Yep. Look at Rich and I in sync. Man, it's like we do a podcast together or something.
So Grant, tell me about this route.
So here he's really just like we were talking about earlier, just trying to get DB's feet to stop. And you can see how when he closes the gap with him and starts attacking really the midline of his body, it gets his feet flat.
Mm-hmm.
And then all he has to do is make a cut and do his job of accelerating off the break. And he's got what, like 20 yards to work. So that's easy money for him, especially if he's a little bit inside leverage. If we could just get his feet to stop, it's just, and all we got to do is accelerate off that break and just be quick with the cut.
Yeah, he did it. He kind of slid up there to kind of shield the defender. You guys are right.
Wow, got headbutted there.
Uh-oh. He was
Is that
gone, by the way.
Smith?
That's a touchdown.
Yep.
All right. So last thoughts before we slip on over to CeeDee Lamb.
Are we slipping on over there?
The divorce
Slipping on over.
specialist.
That's 2 games, right?
Yeah. That was 2 games. Yeah, takeaways. Go ahead, Nick.
Softer than I thought. He's just got great feet. He just moves so well under control. I wish he was more confident after the reception. Yeah, and I thought he'd be more of a hands catcher too. He was doing a little bit more body there than I liked.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I kind of came into this. My question marks with Jeudy were what was his physicality, and that kind of proved me right there. I still think he's one of the best prospects in this class. Like, nobody can separate like this dude does. He gets off the line like nobody else in this class. So the separation is huge. I just worry a little bit about just the mentality and mindset of, I don't know, just being a physical football player, just being a football player. It's just little things that come up when I watch him that make me question that. But
I do, on the positive side of things, you have to take into account and appreciate the work that this guy's put in to be a technician. And that shows me that he is willing to be disciplined, put the time, put the work. And I do think a lot of that is going to translate to the next level. And he does some things that you just can't teach. I mean, he's got very good speed. I'm assuming he's going to run in probably the upper 4.3s, I'm guessing. Worst case scenario, low 4.4s, which is great speed. And his movement set is a thing to watch. So he's still pretty firmly my wide receiver too. But it's CeeDee Lamb, then a small tier, then Jeudy, small tier, then there's like 4 or 5 more guys.
final thoughts, Grant?
You guys pretty much covered what I was gonna like. Just to sum up, I think he needs to be a little bit more physical after the catch, like Nick was saying, and just really just focus on going forward, because a lot of the stuff that he does after the catch at the next level is not going to be, it's not going to be as easy for him, right? It's easy when you're playing New Mexico State to make guys miss, but when you're playing the best guys in the world every single Sunday. But again, on the positive side as well, is just his route running is. I think he could be, upon entering the league, a top 10 route runner. So I think if he just plays with strength and he gets in the right system, I think he's going to put up good numbers.